did you choose Attrition series instead of all the other weapon options available? Because there are really plenty of different weapon types to choose from. Still, you're not wrong for picking the big boy Attritions. They're some of the most comfortable weapons to use. All weapons in the Attrition series are compatible with another, and they scale rather impressively well. I believe it's going up from size 1 to size 6. That's the fun part. Both Attrition 1 and Attrition 7 have the same projectile velocity. This means they travel at the same speed, and if their ranges align, they'll hit the target simultaneously, which gives it one of the best compatibility stats overall across all the weapon options available. So Attritions are a very solid and an easy choice to make if you don't want to spend too much time on it. Just pick whatever weapons you need and roll with it. Of course, difference comes in ranges, rate of fire and damage output. And as expected, bigger generally means better. Larger weapons hit harder and break targets faster. They also have longer ranges. But that doesn't mean you should only rely on Attritions. While it can be convenient to get them all from one place at the same time, and their compatibility encourages use across different ships, there are many other excellent options. Not all of the ship setups are as forgiving as having all sets of Attritions. Most fighters come with a mixed batch of weapon slots and weapon types. Say 2 size 2s, 1 size 3, or any other odd combination. A good example would be the Drake Buccaneer, which has size 1, 3 and 4 hardpoints. In that case, you might want ballistic weapons for the size 3s, a laser repeater for the size 1s and a cannon for the size 4s. But good luck in syncing them all together. Precision becomes almost impossible when mixing weapons freely without compatibility. Fighter-sized weapons, especially size 1s to 3s, aren't too hard to make compatible, and you'll often want to focus on the larger ship's weapons. But this strange mix that the Buccaneer has of 1, 3 and 4, the size 4 can throw everything off your whole build. You might use repeaters just to be sure, but when fighting larger ships, you want more alpha damage over just the rate of fire. And of course, flying all over the system to get perfect weapons and modules can be exhausting. Sometimes, even after all of that work, you realize it doesn't fit with your current setup at all, and that's why pre-planning matters. With the tools like Erkul's games, it makes your life easier. You can see nearly every stat of every weapon and test your builds in advance, or at least pre-plan them in advance. It's all about building the ideal loadout to ensure its compatibility. Most people default to Attritions, and fair enough, they work, but you can come up with fun, ridiculous builds like 4 distortion weapons and 2 energy weapons, break the shields, disable the ship, and then melt it. Or scatter ballistic combo, fly in with the fast ship, get close, and blast them away. I remember I once actually got punished by that scenario like 5-6 years ago. It was hard. You can even try mixing energy weapons with a ballistic cannon, lay down a steady damage and hit with an occasional heavy strike to break off parts. You can have the most ridiculous useless combos, and they will be useless in most cases at range. At close ranges, technically every combo should work, but that is less than 100 meters, and the first shots might actually come at you from 10 times distance. But something you should never really do is match together all different types of weapons on your ships. Like every weapon, every slot is different. You got, let's say, 2 size 1s, 2 size 3s and a size 4 like the Buccaneer. You have different size 1s. You have different size 3s. One is laser torpedo, other is cannon. One is ballistic, other is scatter. And maybe something is distortion like the size 4. That combination will only cause you headache and concern. Sure, it can work in PvE, and sure, you can beat the weaker opponents. Perhaps you will even like the rainbow that all the 5 different weapons will create. But it will take you so much more unnecessary time to build this combo and to take out your targets, so why even bother? I actually think this is the most obvious thing, that you shouldn't really match everything together with different parts. But one of the things I have seen, but I think most players still do it quite well, is not using cannon focused setups on light fighters, unless you're specifically going after large targets. It's not efficient. In fighter-sized combat, you want the consistent DPS and accuracy, not big alpha shots that often miss. Since smaller ships are more agile, high rate of fire weapons perform best. There have been some hilarious broken weapons in this game. Some cause performance issues, others are acting like little cannons damaging more than just a single part. And of course plenty of underwhelming ones I'd swap out instantly. There is a lot of fun to be had with this freedom, but many of us just stick to the simplest route. Either attritions, sometimes default loadout, or we build our combo with very unique tastes in mind. I don't really suggest going overboard with building these, but you can have some fun occasionally mixing and matching different types of weapons which are compatible. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.